we have a system of equations in this example given by these two things, and you don't know much about it, right? Other than that, they're awfully similar to each other with one key difference, that A is negative in one of them and positive in the other. And the other thing we're told is that A, B, and C are distinct real numbers such that A equals 0. Now, what does this word distinct mean? I want to focus on this for a moment. That means different from each other. So if A equals 0, what that means is B does not equal 0 and C does not equal 0 because they're distinct. They're different things. And for that matter, B does not equal C either. So let's talk about the graph of this thing. What might it look like? Well, in our case, A is 0, so that part kind of disappears. That just goes away. And you've got Bx equals C and Bx equals C. So try drawing this thing. If I turn those two equations into something in terms of x only, I get x equals C over B, right? I divide each side by B. And here's my other equation, x equals C over B. They're not very interesting. They're the same thing. So when the equation is exactly the same, you have two lines which are not distinct. Okay? In other words, they're overlapping each other. If I were to draw these two lines, here's one of them, x equals C over B, I don't know, maybe right there, x equals C over B, and the other one is right on top of it. It's the same exact thing. So there are two overlapping lines. Now, you might have a different example in yours. So let's talk about what would happen if B equals 0. Let's just pretend that was B equals 0 in this case. Okay, what happens? Well, now we know that A does not equal 0 and C does not equal 0. So what do we cross out in our system of equations? Well, we cross out the B portion. Okay, so now we have the following. And remember, this is not what I started with. I'm just editing this for to show you a bunch of different possibilities. Y equals C over A in one case, and Y equals, let's see, negative C over A in the other case. So if we want to draw these two equations right here, here's one, and here's the other. Those are parallel lines. They're distinct from each other. They're not overlapping. And they are certainly not intersecting. Right? Intersecting would mean they have different slopes. These have the same slope. So depending on what you have, A equals 0, B equals 0, C equals 0, you're going to have different conditions that are satisfied here. And I just went through two of them. So think about this problem that way.